Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Now today I've got a pretty exciting video, something I've never tried before, and I'm actually really kind of excited to try and figure this out really and see what my answers to some of these questions would be. What questions, you may ask? Well, what I've decided to do ahead of this new channel for a BWN audience, a new BWN audience who might not know me and who are coming into this channel blind and who don't know about the main channel, I thought I'd have a little video to talk a bit about me. Yeah, as my usual narcissistic little self. I thought I'd talk a little bit about me in the second video and really kind of drill that home across these first 5 videos or the first 5 days of the year to really let you guys get to know me a little bit across these first couple of videos. So essentially when we go into the general system from next week, yeah, you kind of know me off the bat, you know the gist, and yeah, we can just have some fun. So, to really allow you guys to get to know me a bit, I thought it would be really fun to think of 100 facts about me to share with you all today. Just fun little facts, but I wanted to kind of answer questions more like, so I tapped into Claude AI. Yes, for those of you at uni who know me, who know that at the start of the uni course I was fully against AI. This is absolute sacrilege. But yes, I've tapped into Claude AI, a fantastic service I do have to say, that I've used quite a lot in recent months. And I asked it, Claude, please, lovely, thank you, darling, could you please ask me 100 questions about myself that I would answer in a YouTube video of this kind? And I tinkered with a few of them and changed some questions around, but essentially these are the 100 questions that I came up with. Now, I'm going to fly through these as quickly as physically possible for you guys, so I don't tend to bore you, but there could be some pretty funny answers here, so I'm going to go through as quickly as I can. Right, so, up first, God, I printed this in small print. Okay. So, first category, early life and background. Okay, what's the story behind your name? Right, okay, so the thing is, I've generally looked at these questions, but I haven't really focused on what my answer would be. I've just made sure that I can answer them, not exactly what the answer is. With this one, it's pretty simple, really. I don't really know there's much of a story to my name. There was just a few top picks. Obviously, there's a nice alliteration there with the MM. But, and I used to be called Eminem in primary school. They used to call us that because that's what my initials looked like on my Leavers jumper. So they used to call us that all the time. But originally, my name potentially was going to be Nathaniel. Now, I think that's absolutely ghastly, by the way. But yeah, it was potentially going to be that, and they decided against it pretty last minute. So I'm kind of happy that's not where it went down. Where were you born and raised? Yeah, to most of you who are watching this, you probably know I was born and raised in Sunderland. I'm now technically under South Tyneside Council, but yes, because I moved about. So I moved in 2018, but yes, I've always been a Sunderland boy. I don't support the local team. I'm just kind of neutral, really. I'm not really into football all that much, but no, I'm Sunderland born and bred. And yeah, that's this is kind of where I was raised, really. And it's the network's very much been sort of a northeast-based channel up to this point, or network, I should say, with now multiple channels involved. What's a childhood nickname you had, and is there a story behind it? Well, I think the most notable one that I can bring up is one of my PE teachers used to call me Maester when I used to turn up to sessions, and that kind of stuck. If you didn't realise in 2021, fresh out of school, I decided, you know what, I'll make a bit of a joke at this name, and it kind of took off. Obviously, I'm letting go a bit of that mantra now. I've kind of had my fun with it, but no, that was pretty, yeah, or that mantle anyway. But yeah, it was a pretty funny era. Yeah, but that was a childhood nickname that I had. How many siblings do you have, and what's your birth order? Well, I'm the oldest of 2 brothers. What's your earliest childhood memory? I think there's somewhere called Butterfly World somewhere in the northeast, and for some reason that's my earliest memory. If not, probably nursery. I'm not entirely sure. What did you want to be when you grew up? I wanted to be the next James Bond actor. Yeah, and I also want to be a game show host, which I have technically acted as James Bond in a childhood movie, and I will be hosting a game show pretty much this year. So yeah, I suppose I've filled out both of those things now, essentially, in my own little way. What was your favourite childhood toy? Right, okay. Favourite childhood toy. I liked a Barney toy very much. I had a Barney the plush dinosaur. I had that. I liked that a lot. I also had one called Boo. There was a Shaun C. Babies called Boo. I took a real nice liking to that one. I liked Boo a lot. If any of you know that one, you're a real G. Yeah, I really like that one. Just a lot of plushies, really. I was a Build-A-Bear kid. I liked a lot of stuff like that. I'm probably forgetting a load of shit right now as to what I did and didn't have. But no, I just remember being really fond of plushies, really, and a lot of comfort toys, to be honest. What's a family tradition you cherish? I would, well, I mean, we didn't have many. We did have one at Christmas. We always used to watch the Polar Express on Christmas Eve, and frankly, I lost interest in the last few years because the CG is really catching up to it, and I don't think it's really looking old. Like, the fact the movie's as old as me in '04, like, you can tell it's catching up to it. It makes me feel old. But no, we kind of fell out of it in recent years, but I always used to like that, watching Polar Express on Christmas Eve. What languages do you speak? I'm just going to go out and say English, because technically I should have done a good, like, pretty much half a school year's training worth in Spanish, and I should know a lot of French. Frankly, I know a few words in both, so I'm hardly going to say I know anything other than English. I know classic English ignorance here, but yeah, English is pretty much all I know. What's the most valuable life lesson your parents taught you? Wow. Oh, I don't know. I would... I don't know. I would maybe say that I've potentially got a certain resilience about me that I'm not sure if I was in another family, potentially I might have picked up. I've got a certain tenacity about me to get shit done. So I don't know. Maybe I would have picked that up elsewhere. Maybe I wouldn't have. But no, that's maybe that, really. I wouldn't define it to an individual lesson. I wouldn't say. But I would say qualities, yes. I picked up a lot, really, from the household that I grew up in. Personalities and preferences. So I'm going to try and pick this up now because let's do a quick fire round. Are you an introvert or extrovert? I would say I'm a social introvert. A very social introvert, actually. Hence, I've got a YouTube channel. How would a best friend describe you in 3 words? Passionate. Maybe intense. And thoughtful. Maybe. That kind of deeper thought, maybe. Yeah, or existential, potentially. What's your biggest pet peeve? Probably something to do with crisps. I don't know. Yeah, that's the autism in me. Probably something to do with that, to be honest. I'm just not going to go into it. I've probably got something better, but that's the first thing that comes to mind. What's your dream holiday destination? Iceland. Yeah, Iceland. I cream over that place. Like, there's just it's a running gag at this point amongst our friends and family. Like, Iceland is just the best place to be. What's your ideal way to spend a weekend? Ideal way to spend a weekend. I would say hanging about and having individualized time or nice locations out and about with just individual people. Like, have a couple of days out with just individuals and spend the day with them. I think the idea of going out with a big group isn't actually as appealing as I think going out with individuals would be. So potentially that, or also just sitting on my ass doing nothing. I greatly enjoy doing that as well. What's your favourite season and why? Winter, because it's cold and I don't like hot weather. There's an argument to be made about autumn or spring, but summer can just go fuck itself. That's as much as you need to know about seasons and me. Are you a morning person or a night owl? I would say I'm both. What's your go-to comfort food? Pizza. What's your favourite scent? Campfires. Scout campfires, more specifically. Shout out to you guys in that movement. What's your signature dance move? Looking like a complete degenerate. That ought to be a start. What was your favourite subject in school? I'm going to say potentially English. I did very much enjoy RE in music classes. I did a lot, and drama for that matter as well. But I'd say English. Really, I really got to bring out my creative side, and I did quite a lot, especially English language classes where we went into poetry and that sort of thing, which I think was English language, maybe literature. But yeah, probably literature actually. But either way, poetry and creativity, that sort of thing. I liked that a lot. I was very thoughtful even back then. Who was your most memorable teacher? Well, I have a uni lecturer right now who I'm particularly respect, who's at least I'd say right now set to be the most memorable teacher I ever had. But aside from that, and I'm gonna try and potentially get him on the podcast over on the main channel. No plug intended. But yeah, I'd say there's a few. There's a few. My RA teacher was pretty grand, I have to say, pretty splendid at RA in at secondary school. He was just this absolute bundle of joy that everyone just gravitated towards in the room. My English teacher and drama teacher, for that matter, as well at school. And I'll say this probably in the context of year 11, more so really. My year 7 and a little bit later than that, music teacher was again just an absolute radiance of personality, and who I'll rarely ever forget. And I will also probably say that there was a PE teacher who was there for the first few years of my time at school who was honestly just, he was... for those of you who would roughly figure it out, I don't want to really name drop him, but he was everyone everyone found him pretty good looking, and he had black hair. Yeah, and that's and no, it was yeah, he really looked out for me, and I appreciate that from a PE teacher, and he really gave me the sort of the necessary guidance that I needed at that time, and I really respected that of him. What's the most important thing you've learnt about work? People will laugh at you for it, and well, in my case anyway, and you need to just you just need to keep going. Life is not particularly about it's not particularly about succeeding right away or being good at your thing. It's more a case if you really want to commit to a goal and see an end game with something, you need to buy yourself enough time to pull it off, because sometimes shit takes a long time to pull off, and you need to buy yourself as much time as possible and have enough thoughtful steps in the road to really learn and grow. And you just need to, it's just tenacity, you just need to keep at it, and there's no other way around it really. You just need to keep going, and I think the winners and losers in life are often determined by how long you're willing to hold on to those monkey bars, which is a shit analogy because my upper body strength is weak as fuck. So that's yeah, I'd say that about I don't know what that's supposed to say about me, but yeah, just keep at it, guys, keep at it. If you've got a dream, stick to it. I believe in you. What's a career path you're curious about but haven't pursued? I think running a cafe would be pretty cute, I'll be honest. I also think being a teacher would be quite nice. I think the thing is, I would like to think I am good with kids, except I can't discipline them to save my life. I just can't do it. I can't shout at them. I'm not me. I can't be mean with them. I'm currently a practicing scout leader at the time of recording, and I just cannot tell them off. I can't do it. It can't be done. I'm not very good at giving instructions either. But like giving them tenderness and compassion where a lot of people would scorn them for the slightest thing. I think I can really coach them in a way, which I think is what a teacher's supposed to do. So I've always been curious about it, but I don't think it's really where my life's going. But I think I could potentially be good with kids in another life. Okay, what's your current dream job? We're about a quarter of the way through here now. My current dream job is this network, essentially, where mostly full time I'm doing this network, and I have it in the place where I wanted to be at. What's a skill you're currently learning? I'm currently learning how to edit really properly on professional software. What you're watching this on right now was not done on professional software. It was practically done on free software. But yes, I'm learning how to use advanced editing software, which I'm pretty pleased about because it means that I can advance my quality of content for you guys. So I'm looking forward to edit and learn a lot more about that going forward. What's something you're really good at? I'm really good at annoying the hell out of people, and sometimes I don't mean to do that. Yeah, I just do. And to be honest, people just don't like me. To be honest, I'm just a horrible person, and frankly, I ought to burn in hell. Yeah, some people find themselves under the awful delusion that I'm actually a decent person, and some of them do like me. I can't imagine why. And yeah, they're idiots, frankly. So yeah, I'm really good at lying to people. To be honest, like I'm really just the scum of the earth, and no one realizes it. And you're still here, frankly. So I don't really know why you're still here, honestly. It's what is this entertaining to you? Really? Yeah, I mean, you're still here. You're still looking at my face. Like, look, I'm holding the mic here. Yeah. See, look, you're following that around with your eyes like a bloody cat. Yeah, like that. Are you annoyed? Yeah, you should be. See, I'm good at annoying people. What's a subject you wish you'd studied more? Do you know, maybe it is languages, Maybe it is. I think having been multilingual would be very helpful in today's society, honestly. I think connecting with multiple different people, because I'm trying to connect with multiple different people, but I can only speak one tongue. So it's, I think it would be helpful to know, and I think even sign language particularly, I think it'd be very useful to know that. So it's all a matter of time, really. If I had the time on my hands, then maybe. But maybe I just stick at it. Maybe I'm just making excuses. But yeah, I think it would be good if I learned more languages. What's the best piece of career advice you've received? Something essentially along the lines of, you're not as good of a creator as you think you are, and about most things you don't have an opinion. You don't know enough to have an opinion. And brutal as it is, and along with a multitude of different things that came with those heavy words. Yeah, I had my ego completely bonked on the head, and I learned an awful lot of things about what I'm doing and the intention behind what I'm doing, and how I should carry forward what I'm doing now for a greater good. I learned an awful lot from words like that and conversations like that, and yeah, I will never not be humble, I don't think, going forward. What's your proudest achievement so far? My proudest achievement. I've got a couple. I'm proud of my film that I did a couple of years ago now. Well, in terms of years, anyway, annually, a couple of years ago now. I did an album last year on the main channel. And that is, by the way, I keep referencing it. I should really let you know what it is. This channel is part of Blue Web Network, and if you search that in there, you'll find the main channel. The album's on there. I'm pretty proud of that as well. I would say personally, my proudest achievement is one of two things. I've did a presentation last year where I brought a lot of different people together. In the space of a month following that presentation, and I've really started to build a team out again under the network and did networking in a way that I'd never done previously, and that was an enormous achievement to me. And I also, as I left year 11, I also did I did it in 10 days. I made a Leavers documentary, completely spur of the moment, and that is still one of the proudest achievements I've ever done, because of just how heartwarming and how well I did that in the space of 10 days, and how much I captured what it's like to be at secondary school. And that is currently now connected to this channel as the official Instagram account, and it's now Network Canon. The last few days, it is an Instagram exclusive documentary, but it's still a BWN project, but it is on the Instagram account for this channel, which I'll link in the description. So, entertainment and culture. So, what's your favorite movie of all time? I'm going to say Avengers Infinity War, because it was my favourite growing up as a kid. I haven't actually reassessed that question lately, but I do love quite a few. Maybe I'll come back to it in a different time. What TV show could you watch endlessly? Endlessly? I'm not sure. I love a bit of Stranger Things. I also like Friends. It's a good background watch, just popping Friends on. But also The Office, the US Office as well. I get a good chuckle out of that as well. Just general, like, proper white girl sitcoms, just put them on. Like, honestly, like, background music for us, essentially. Like, I could probably do that and get away with it for quite some time. What's your favourite book genre? Yeah, am I allowed to say romance, or is that too cringe? Yeah, I think it's too cringe, honestly, and I wish I hadn't said it. Who's your favourite musical artist? I'm going to go out there and say Calvin Harris. Yeah, he's my pretty much all-time favourite. I pretty much love everything that guy does. What was the first concert you attended? It was Take That in Middlesbrough, I believe. What song always makes you dance? What song always makes me dance? I don't know. I don't have a clue. It can very much vary based on different types of moods, really. I do I tell you what is a bit of a bop, and I'm being deadly serious. That Don't Want to Break Up Again from Eternal Sunshine last year. That one gets me going. I'm gonna be real about that one. That one gets me going big time. What song lyrics have really stuck with you? Oh, I think I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire by, I've forgotten the name of who it's by, but it's a really old song, and I've discovered it recently for the first time. It was off that Fallout trailer a couple of years ago, and I discovered it recently, or maybe last year I think the show came out, but I've discovered it pretty recently, and that song really kind of resonated with me quite a bit. The lyrics there, and it was actually really quite emotional. What's your favourite video game? Super Mario Galaxy 2. What's your favourite way to express creativity? Cry into a bowl of cereal. That'll be a start. But also, I also really like writing, and anything really, from poetry to screenplays to songs. I like writing and really expelling my emotions and the passion for life, essentially, that I have, and putting it out in words. I really like doing that, and letters, all sorts, just written work, really, essentially. What's the last show you binge watched? Well, by the time this comes out, I don't think it counts as binge watching because I watched it over a couple of days, but it wasn't a weekly release schedule, so I'm going to kind of count it. I did watch Squid Game 2 recently, and I'm hoping to cover Squid Game 3 on this entire channel, in its entirety on this channel this year. I did watch Squid Game 2 recently, and I enjoyed that quite a bit. And I'll probably be binge watching Skeleton Crew at the time of recording pretty soon as well. Okay, lifestyle and habits. What's your morning routine like? I get up and go to uni, and usually pretty early at that, and I get a sausage sandwich and pretty much always a coffee to get my caffeine fix, and then turn up roughly 20 minutes late for my lecture and talk someone's ear off, and then sit there and pretty much laugh at half the things the lecturer says. And then I proceed to go home and work some more, and work in bed, and go to bed typically quite late, and then wake up and do the whole thing all over again. And every now and then, usually every once a week, there's a shoot, and I get very stressed, and I get through it, and I produce content for you guys. And life's a living hell. All in all, life's good. Life's good. What's your favourite form of exercise? None. Is there a none there? I don't think there is. What's your signature dish to cook? Ham and cheese toasties. What's your favourite restaurant? Well, I mean, you'd probably be able to track me down there, so I best not say. I do like Italians in general, though, I will say. What's your coffee, tea order? People get very surprised when I say this. I'm a gingerbread mocha guy at winter when they do the gingerbread syrups, and Nero, you're absolute heroes, by the way. Nero heroes. For having gingerbread syrup all year round. The rest of you guys, I don't know what you're doing, why you don't have gingerbread syrup all year round, but you just don't. But gingerbread mochas is the one for me, just let you know. So if you ever want my drinks order, that's the one. What's always in your fridge? Usually a pizza, yeah. What's your favourite outfit to wear? I do like wearing just genuinely just smart, casual kind of stuff. That's roughly kind of, I don't really have a favourite outfit. I also I like wearing jackets quite a bit as well, though. I do. I like wearing my overcoats and stuff like that. What's your most used emoji? A laughing face. I know, basic bitch as ever. What apps do you use most often? I would say Notes app, massively. I'm one of them guys who literally writes all his important documentation in his phone. I have music ridiculously. I use that a lot, and then also probably maybe camera app and schedule, and my calendar as well is used a lot. I just use my phone mostly for work, and I use social media for work pretty much. I use my phone for very little but work, to be honest, other than YouTube, which I do actually use to watch stuff that's informal. What's your favourite time of day? Can I just hate all of it? Is that an option? I don't know. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, I think that's 50 so far. I think I've made a decent start. Anyway, right, number 51. What's a random talent you have? I have an enormous talent at being 20 and still very much single. I know it's a difficult feat, but I managed to pull it off, and I really hope to keep it up. You know, I've tried my best, and I really care about my relationship with myself, and I'm gonna keep at it, and yeah, and it's just such a lovely time of life right now, and you know what? I hope for good things to come in future, and things will blossom. But no, really, that's I think it's an enormous achievement, frankly. And yeah, I have absolutely no regrets about the entire way my life has panned out whatsoever. Yes, moving on. What's a favorite food? What's a food everyone seems to love that you can't stand? Crisps. What's your biggest irrational fear? My biggest irrational fear. I don't know. Probably women. Is that allowed? Is that allowed? Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Is that? I don't know why other people aren't afraid of them. It's very scary, very very scary creatures. I don't understand why everyone's so nice. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. You should be very afraid. You should be very very afraid. Just one look and you're fucking gone. You know what I'm talking about. Don't look at me like that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And by the way, I'm saying this as if I'm talking to mostly guys, by the way. Right? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't lie to me. You know. You know. You've had the look. You know. Should be horrified right now. Don't laugh at me. Don't you dare laugh at me. What's the most unexplainable thing that's ever happened to you? I had a trip in London once that honestly felt like a fever dream. And it was, and I swear to God, you couldn't write it. You couldn't write it in a novel. You couldn't. It was just this absolute perfect scenario, like the most perfect, tranquil trip away in London, beyond anything I ever could have imagined. Like, honestly, they should write books about this shit. Like, I'm serious. And that is probably, I would say, the most unexplainable thing that's ever happened to me. It was just, I cannot rationalize my head around it now. It was the most perfect trip. It's a really good time of life, really. What's the most embarrassing song on your playlist? Probably Thick of It by KSI. Yeah. What's an item of clothing that makes you feel most confident? Birthday suit. What's your favourite childhood snack that you still enjoy? I'd say candy sticks. They used to have the little tattoos in them. They were great. What's a phrase or saying you use all the time? Literally, essentially, and basically, yeah, whatever those words quantify as in like a category. Like, I use that category of word a lot. I do that, and it's not really a phrase, but it's just true. Like, yeah, I just use that a lot. What's your lucky number? I'm gonna go say 5. What's the strangest dream you've had? I rescued someone from my secondary school while the whole building was on fire. That was a strange one. Very memorable, actually. One of the only few dreams I actually still remember. But that's, yes, I did save somebody from a fire. I did save someone while my secondary school was on fire. So yeah, that was a bit of a strange dream. So that was quirks and fun facts right there. Travels and adventures. How many countries have you visited? Oh God, I don't know. Surely, maybe, I don't know, over 20, surely. I must have. What's the most adventurous thing you've done? Most adventurous thing I've done? I probably, when I did that networking event, when I branched out and I spoke in front of all those people. I think when I did that, and it's actually on my my Instagram account. But yeah, that was probably the most adventurous and out there thing I've done. What's your favourite travel memory? I'd probably say that London trip again, to be honest. I would probably say that. I've been to all different areas of the world, and that is still probably the best thing I've ever done while travelling. What's on your travel bucket list? I've never been to Australia before. I'd like to go there. What's the most memorable wrong turn you've ever taken? I'm debating to this day whether going to A-level college was a good idea. Whether I should have just stayed at my feeder school's sixth form for reasons I won't go into. I think my life would have gone in a very, very different direction. Obviously, this is just before the network started in 2021. I think my life would have gone in a very different direction if I'd stayed. And I'm not sure if that's for the better, but I'm still figuring that out. What's your airport routine? I like to be ahead of time, very much ahead of time. I like to go around all the shops and duty free and just have a nice leisurely morning, probably have breakfast in a cafe somewhere. I'm very prepared when it comes to airport travel, and I haven't flown by myself yet, but yes, I do like to be kind of ahead of the curve when the rest of my family or friends or whoever's there is I like to get ahead of stuff. What's your road trip essential? I'm going to assume that's the essential thing that I bring with me. I would like to probably get a coffee at a service station. Aside from that, probably nothing. I think I'm fine. Oh, music. I really like to go on a road trip with music a lot. What's your favourite local spot? Favourite local spot? I do like that spot where the network began. That was the kind of a childhood memory kind of spot to me there. I do like going there. And just generally just the seafront, so Roker Beach. I like that a lot. It brings back a lot of childhood memories there. What souvenir do you always buy? What souvenir do you always buy? Probably the region's food, to be honest. Yeah, probably the region's food. I don't know if you can tell by my sheer size, but I'm a bit of a foodie. So yeah, I do like to do that quite a bit. What's the most beautiful place you've seen? Iceland, honestly. Iceland. I would say that, yeah, definitely. How do you meet new friends? I don't. What's your idea of a perfect date? I don't have them. What's your love language? I don't feel a thing. Who's your role model? Myself. What's your friendship deal breaker? Dickheads. What quality do you value most in friends? Nihilism. What's your favourite way to show someone you care? Gaslight them. What's your best friendship story? That time I killed them in an alley. What's your favourite group activity? Gangbangs. What's your favourite social media philosophy? Don't fucking go on it, kids. Stay well away from what I'm doing. Futures and goals. What's on your bucket list? Die. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Probably dead. What's a skill you want to master? What's your biggest goal right now? What's your biggest goal right now? What's your biggest goal right now? I think I just want to meet... I think I just want to touch the hearts of a lot of people out there and who don't think they're worth an awful lot, who feel inadequate, that they don't think they're worthy, and I want to really emphasize to people that they are enough and they are very special. And that doesn't sit right with me at all. There's so many good people out there, amazing people out there who really don't think that much of themselves, and it's something that I massively want to put a stop to, and there's a big drive in me to fix that. So yeah, I'd say my biggest goal now is to really affect some people who really feel that way, and bring the best out of them, hopefully, if that's something that I'm able to do. What change do you want to make in the world? Frankly, I think that's the biggest change that I'll make in the world. That last one. What's your retirement dream? Well, in a doomsday protocol where essentially everyone just gets bombed to oblivion, I would probably escape to Iceland, live in a log cabin with a raging fire, and just kind of, live out my retirement days there. Otherwise, I think it would be nice to just have some peace, somewhere quiet, really away from everywhere. I'd want to just escape, to be honest. I think when I've done my bit, I think I'll just go off into the sunset. I think that's something that I feel like would be quite interesting to do, really. I'd rather not just be a hermit. What legacy do you want to leave? I just want to put a smile on people's faces, to be honest. That's I feel very, very strongly about that. And I think now it's needed more than it ever has been. And I think this platform has given me the opportunity to do that, and it's something that I want to keep doing. What's your next big purchase? Probably some recording sessions to record my next work in music. Likely, I'd say that's what my next one's going to be. So exciting things to come. What's a habit you're trying to build? I'm trying to work on my time management more, to really improve in that domain. And what's your definition of success? My definition of success is where people feel changed by what it is that I've done. That what I've done has made a difference to people, and I didn't just waste my time. That's the my precious time. I haven't just wasted it. I've done something meaningful with it, and I feel that is something that is very successful to me. Really, I don't really see it as all the cars and the pageantry and just the wealth. It's not really for me, to be honest. I think it's about the real world impact I can have, and that's something that I really want to carry forward in everything that I'm doing. And then finally, the last section, YouTube and content creation. Why did you start your YouTube channel? I started my YouTube channel because I was, frankly, the main channel. I started because I was very angry at the world, and I essentially wanted to become a success story to get back at all the people who doubted me, at the people who really put a sour taste in my mouth over my childhood, and just generally in the most amazing way possible, really prove everybody wrong. That sort of motive was misguided at the time, and I think it really led me down a path of just destruction. And I ended up in a not so long ago now, under a year ago, but not so long from now, about a year ago, to the kind of the head of that point where I really just could not go down the path I was going any longer, and it really led me down a path of peace instead. What's your favorite video you've made? Oh dear. I really like some of them I've made. I really like some of them. There's still some. I like making the montage ones, and I don't just mean the monthly montages from chapter 1. I mean sort of the ones that are kind of like promo videos, like Marching into Eternity, I think it was called at the start of chapter 2, and well, Dream On yesterday. That kind of thing, I do like making those. It's very cinematic, I feel like, or if that word even counts for this. But that kind of thing where it's almost like I'm telling a story with my own life, and they're the chapters, really. So each time a new one of those videos comes out, it's kind of where I'm at emotionally, and that's I like that. It's kind of almost like I'm creating a very ethereal quality to my own life, in a sense where it's very existential, and I'm very much looking from the outside in on what it is I'm doing, but step by step. What inspired you to make this 100 Facts video? Well, I think it'd be quite insightful that if people want to follow my journey from this point forward, that they can see who I am, see that I'm trying to do some kind of good with my life, and I hope the information helps for you guys to get to know me a little bit better. What's your filming setup like? Well, I currently have 2 lights, which I think my brother gifted me as a Christmas present, maybe birthday present, in the last 2 years, I'd say. Decent lights, decent setup, and I have DJI lapel mics, which are very, very good. A new bit of kit for 2025. I like them a lot. I think that's about it, other than my documentation and like devices and stuff. What's your editing process? Well, I've kind of said it earlier on this channel already so far, but it's very, very amateur, and I'm trying to improve and get on more advanced software like the likes of Adobe and that sort of thing. What's your favorite part about being a creator? I suppose the difference I can make, really. And what content do you want to make more of? It's this, really. That's why this channel exists. I want to make more informal videos like this. I really want to just have fun, and that's kind of why you're watching this now. Who are your favorite YouTubers? Well, I love the Sidemen. But I also have a couple of out of the box. These aren't all the people I'm subscribed to. I'm just trying to think. My mind's drawn a blank with people I'm generally subscribed to. I think Anna Arcana is quite funny, but the Sidemen are great. Anna Arcana, as I've said. I like to cover sort of movie news and entertainment news, which allows me to kind of keep in the loop with a lot of stuff. So Beyond the Trailer is great, as well as John Campier. and Hollywood Reporter as well. I mean, it kind of all that tying into that sort of thing. But also the studios as well. In the case of Trailer Drops, I'm subscribed to all the studio channels, and just it's I like to keep up with things. But informally, I would say it's mainly the Sidemen are my biggest sort of kind of source of watching, and I also love reaction channels, sort of the likes of so Previewed is probably my favorite one, but also sort of Real Rejects and Tyrone Magnus. And Beyond the Trailer also does reactions to stuff as well. But overall, yes, that kind of stuff. Right, okay, number 99. What's your best advice for new creators? Now, I'm going to skip this one, specifically because in 2 days' time, I'm going to have a video coming out, essentially giving my advice to new content creators. But I'm going to basically put an advice out to content creators, and I know that I am no place to give any kind of advice, but it's more just a bit of general encouragement, really, to allow people to get involved, hopefully, and really, I know exactly I'm inviting competition, so it's not exactly the best thing in the world to do. It's not the greatest idea, but either way, the more the merrier. And I'd love to see what people can do in this space. So I do want to encourage people to come forward and really give it a go. If it's more of a confidence thing, I want to inspire confidence in people to do this who haven't thought about doing it previously. So I'm gonna have a video about that sort of stuff in about 2 days' time. And the last question on here, number 100, what can viewers expect from your channel? Well, yesterday's video, if you missed it, so the welcome video will describe all of that and what my 7-day system is going to be from Monday. But in the meantime, those are my 100 questions by Claude AI of sort of 100 facts about me. I hope you've learned a bit about me today, and I will see you tomorrow as I kind of cap out this kind of topic with describing a day in my life. I will see you guys next time, and I've been Matthew May. See ya.